What is that? I've got to move the van. I'll explain in a minute. Honestly, what a... There's just no need for it. I'm like, what is going on? What is happening? Am I about to get robbed? Ladies and the gentlest of men, it'll be no surprise to hear that I do not know where I'm going tonight, but I do know that I'm going to a supermarket to get some food. The main purpose of this video is an extremely accurate scientific experiment to discover precisely how much electricity I will get through during this camp. Now, a lot of you might already know this because I mentioned it before, but I've got rid of my old gas camping stove that I was using temporarily, and once I get my new kitchen in here, which is happening very soon, I am going gasless. I'm not having a single gas bottle in the van. Everything is going to be electric. But one thing that I haven't yet done is actually figure out my usage and whether it's going to work. So we're going to be cooking this evening's dinner on electric, tomorrow morning's breakfast, we're going to have the morning coffee with electricity, I'll be running my projector, charging my phone and whatever else comes along, and we are going to get to the bottom of whether off-grid van life is sustainable without the use of any gas. First things first, this is today's setup. We've got a kettle, we've got a microwave, we've got an air fryer, we've got the EcoFlow fridge. It sounds like that game show from back in the day where all the prizes come past. What was that called? If anyone knows, drop a comment. And last but not least, we have the king of all power stations, the EcoFlow Delta Pro. So for the purpose of today's experiment, the Delta Pro has been fully charged to 100%, so that is 3.6 kilowatt hours of capacity. I've removed the battery from the fridge, so as you can see there's no power in that. So that is the first thing that we're going to plug in. Let's fire up this absolute animal. As you can see, it says 100%. So now the fridge should switch on. I was just going to get on the case of finding out where to park up for the night, and I realised there's pretty much a whole industrial estate just next to me. I drove past it on the way into this Tesco. So there's going to be multiple car parks in there. Now, I haven't gone and checked the signs or anything like that. I have just checked the sign in this Tesco one. Can't stay here, it's a 2-hour maximum. But the other ones, they might be fine. Let's check out a few of these options. So first of all, in here. All right, change of plan, not in there. It says access for buses only. And the last thing I want is another fine. What the hell sort of a business is that? Soil instruments. What use are they gonna be? Oh yeah, here's my guitar. It's made out of compost. Twang. Psh. What's that place called? Green DIY. Specialist movers. What, are they like really good dancers? Three. The answer is 3. Yes! I'm a genius! If I was an early bird, then any of these parking spots would be fine. But the thing is, I don't like worms. What the hell is that? What is that? The rain is starting to come down. There's enough of the fun and games. I'm going to go back to the spot which I'm thinking of and rock up there. Job done. I mean, it's not the most elegant of park ups that I've ever been in, but there's no time for complaining. Let's get in before the rain comes down. So the fridge is up to temperature and the EcoFlow is still on 100%. Anyone that owns a 12-volt compressor fridge though will know that they barely use any energy, so I'm not expecting that to be much of a drain. Out of the driver's side there is a printing business and they're still open. I can see people inside doing their work, but I don't really have time to wait until the cover of darkness before I start cooking, because I am starving. The fridge is up to temperature, so I can actually unplug that and I can plug in the max fan. Open your window up for a little bit of cross breeze. She is a beauty. Let's get a bit of light on the subject. So on today's menu we have, well, I thought we were having pizzas, mini pizzas. These are Warburton thins and they actually open up. I thought they were just one thing. I was going to put all the ingredients on the top, but instead we're going to make a sandwich. And because I thought they were going to be pizzas, I've also got some mozzarella cheese mix. And for the filling, we've got tuna mayonnaise and sweet corn ready mixed in these little tins. I've only eaten sweet corn once in my life. My usual view is that they are the work of the devil, but I'm trying to be a little bit more healthy and adding something into my diet is not a bad thing. So let's crack the tin of Pure Health open. What the hell is that? Oh, I'm not eating that. That is disgusting. This isn't even the work of the devil. This is the devil himself, reincarnated into a tin. I've read about this in Corinthians chapter 5. I wouldn't even feed that to a slug. That would be animal cruelty. It literally smells like human. Shall we just accept the fact that all I'm going to be able to put into those Warburton thins is cheese? Because that is my only option. I've decided to have 4 now since I'm not getting any nutrition from the tuna. So they're in the air fryer ready to go. I've also now got my phone on charge and a little USB bulb is charging up back there as well. Let's just stick this a little higher whilst we're cooking. Although to be honest, this thing doesn't really release any smoke. Oh, they are smelling good. The cheese has melted a good one. Let's give this beauty a go. The texture and the general meltiness of the cheese is perfect. All it needs now is a filling, a legitimate filling, not a satanic filling. And this would be the one. I'm going to get these down me and put the van into stealth mode. It's still a bit light outside, but it's starting to get dark. It is real quiet here though. Like, it's a nice park up actually. Well, I say that, in the morning it might get a bit out of hand, but at the moment it's alright. There's a couple of cars coming and going from the building behind the van, but nothing major. Once the curtains are shut in this thing, it's like you're transferred to a different world. It's honestly, it's like a little cocoon. Nothing that's outside matters and you can't tell what the hell's going on out there. It's quite good just being able to lock yourself away from the world. Or is that just me that thinks that? But yeah, as for the EcoFlow situation, I'm not going to work out the exact watt hours that I've used so far because it's too early on. By the end of the video we'll do that and then we'll know what it's taken for pretty much a whole day. But what I can tell you is my phone is now fully charged. I've got my beautiful Princess lights plugged in, plus the fridge is plugged back in as well. And according to the EcoFlow app, we are at 94%. Yeah, this Delta Pro, honestly, it is something else. It is the best power station out there, the Rolls Royce of power stations. It just keeps going and going. And if you saw one of my videos recently, you can see that it's the only power station in the world that you can actually charge up at electric vehicle charging points. Now, I am getting solar panels put onto the roof. I'm getting about 450 watt of solar on the roof of this thing. But even if I didn't have that, I think I'll be able to get by with just this power station and nothing else. I mean, maybe it is overkill for some of you guys. Maybe you'd prefer one of the other smaller EcoFlow units. In fact, I was speaking to them the other day. There is a sale on at the moment. I think it ends on the 24th of July. And I said to them, can my subscribers get an additional discount? And they said yes. So down in the description below, I'll put the details of that, of how you can get an additional 5% off of the sale price as well. Have you ever seen anyone slap themselves with a slider? Ah! Until I get my proper blackout blinds set up, I'm still making do with these old bed sheets. But I think it's going to be the perfect surface to project my projector onto. So that's now plugged into the Delta Pro as well. Right, let's get a bit of YouTube up, shall we? See what's happening today. A bit of a clean. Right, so we currently have this absolute legend on the screen. But I think what I need to do before I settle down is just to pop outside, check what's going on, and also check that this is definitely as stealthy as it is in my mind. I can't really get out the side door because the side door is now my cinema, so we're gonna have to get out the front. God, it's getting a bit dark out here. I don't know how well you can see me, but that print business behind me is still open. Don't even know what the time is, but it's obviously oh no. So this is the back of my van. This is my side window. What have I done? Look at it, it's just me on the side of the van. We might not win any awards for being super stealthy, but this gives me an idea. Think of all the things that we could advertise when we're driving about. That is actually amazing. We better turn you round onto the blackout curtain. I'm not really tired, but I'm going to call it a night, I think, because it is a night, really, isn't it? It's not a day. Do you know when people say good night and good morning, you never get anyone saying good dusk or good dawn, do you? But anyway, I am very aware that I may be getting woken up at some unearthly hour by normal people outside. So, I'm going to get myself an early night for once. I know it's not like me, but needs must and all that. Is that even a phrase? It's probably a phrase. Needs must. Catch you guys in the morning.
I feel like this is one of those projects, if you really know what you're getting into, you would never do it in a million years.
Whilst my porridge is brewing itself up a good un, I need to fill you in on a couple of things. Now, first of all, you might have noticed that we've moved location. I'm in a different place now. I'm still in the same industrial estate, but I did have to move. I'll get to that in a minute. That's actually the second story. But the first story, at about 6:30 this morning, I was woken up because there was a big truck or lorry or something out the back of the van. I don't know exactly what it was because the curtain was up. But then I started to hear voices. Now, not in my head, by the way. Some guy said something like, "That is the van, that is definitely the van." I'm like, what is going on? What is happening? Am I about to get robbed? Then I heard him say to the other guy, "It's definitely his van. I watch him on YouTube all the time." Now, first of all, I think you're an absolute legend, by the way, but I do just want to correct you on one thing, because you turned to the other guy and you said, yeah, his channel's called Ads Adventures. Now, I've had this before. A few people think it's called Ads Adventures, so you are forgiven, but it's actually called Ads Ventures. It's just a play on the word adventures with an extra Z. But anyway, I don't think you had any idea that I was inside the van. The way you were talking about it, it seemed like you just thought it was parked up there. But I was inside. You did wake me up, but it's all good because you're a legend. She's getting there. I'd say another minute will do it. The second story took place at about 8:30, and this time I was woken up again by loads of workmen that were all around the van. There was loads of them, they were shouting and all sorts, real close to the van as well. There's some workmen literally about a foot outside that door, about a foot outside that door. And they seemed pretty angry about something. And then I heard why they were going, "Who parks like that? Honestly, what a there's just no need for it. If we smash into the vehicles, it don't matter. It's their fault, not ours." And I'm like, oh no, what have I done? They got no idea I'm inside. But I'm like, what have I done? I'm sure I parked good. I always park good. So anyway, I've jumped out of bed and I've got into the cab. And that's when I realised they weren't actually talking about me. There was some car that was parked like an idiot. And he was basically blocking all the big lorries from coming in. They were having to try and snake round him and all that. So it wasn't me, but I did end up leaving because by that point I was already up and I was getting into the cab ready to move. And I just thought, if I get out of the way, then at least the lorries are going to have a better chance at swinging it round. You can always tell when it's ready because the spoon will stand up straight on its own. I'm hungry as anything after last night's lack of nutrition, so I'm going to tuck into this chocolate porridge, aka chorridge, and get on with the day. Some of that. In fact, another little bit of that. A large one of these. In fact, another little bit of that. And an ocean of milk, can't get enough of it, albino water and all that. This smells good already. I'm looking forward to this one. So I don't want to look at what the Delta Pro is left on at the moment and figure out all the watt hours, because I want to leave it so that it's more like an entire day. So I've still got the fridge running at the moment, and I've got my camera batteries on charge back there as well. Ah, you beauty! I've got a few errands to run this morning, and I've got to go and pick up a huge slab of meat from a certain butcher's. So once I've done that, I'll check back in with you guys and we'll figure out the electrical scheme of wizardry. This is a steak and a half. I cannot believe the size of this. It's 1 kilogram. Obviously you can't see it because it's in a bag, but the butcher let me take a photo of the slab before we chop this bit off. 40 quid this thing cost. I know that's a bit extravagant, but it's a gift for my brother's birthday, so it's fair enough. But you know what? After seeing it, it looks amazing. I've never had a tomahawk steak, so I'm going to get myself one in a few weeks' time, and I'm going to cook it on my new induction hob once that's installed in the van. The Delta Pro is officially on 75%. So it's used 25%, so 50% would be 1800, 25% would be 900. So it's used 900 watt hours of capacity. And for those of you that are used to leisure batteries, that is the equivalent of 75 amp hours. Now obviously sometimes I'd use more, sometimes I'd use less, and depending on what you use, you might use more or less as well. But as an average figure for a day living off grid, that's not bad. But really the main thing to consider here is how quickly you can recharge it back up to 100%. So for me, I'm having 450 watt of solar on the roof. Now on a sunny summer's day, that will easily top it back up to 100% every single day. So in the summer, I don't think I'd ever need to worry about any other way of charging it up. But as a backup, all of the EcoFlows you can plug into your cigarette lighter socket in the vehicle. But in a worst case scenario, let's say it's winter, so there's no sun and you're not doing much driving, so you don't want to charge it too much from the car, you can always take the power station out, plug it into an AC outlet wherever you are. And obviously with the Delta Pro, I've got the option of going to an electric vehicle charging point and charging the whole thing up real quick. Oh, a little update on the situation of the guy that was outside the van at 6:30 this morning who knew the channel. He sent me a message on Instagram, so I'm going to reply to him. And also, as always, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to anyone who's donated to the channel by buying me a brain cell through the link in the description below. I'm going to go home, get this video edited together, and then tomorrow I'm going down the coast to see my brother for his birthday. I hope you guys have a good weekend. In fact, by the time you see this video, it will be the start of the week. So I hope you have a good week, and I will catch you next time.